Today we're going to do something a bit different. Today we are going to talk about all things Star Wars movies. And yes, I am dressed for it, as you can see. So, we have 11 Star Wars movies. 3 prequels, 3 original trilogy, 3 sequels, and 2 standalones. So, what do I think of them? That is the question we are going to answer today. Now, let's see. Oh, I will put these in least favorite to most favorite. That will be the best way to do this, I think. So, here we go. So, I wish I could divide these out, but I guess technically I can. So my least favorite, I'm going to have to say, is episode 2 here. Yep, I know that is a lot of people's least favorite. There are some good things about it. We got some Obi-Wan Kenobi action, some of the fights at the end are pretty good when the Clone Wars start. A bit of intrigue about what is going on. That's not too bad. That it is the weakest of all the sequel or the prequel movies. And it shows. It suffers from what we sometimes call the middle book syndrome in trilogies. A lot of stuff you have to get through, but they aren't the most interesting of things in a lot of cases. So there is that. So the next one on my list. Well, I really hate to say it, but I think it's going to have to be The Rise of Skywalker. Now, don't get me wrong, there's a lot I like in this. There's Luke's scene, Han's scene, those are both excellent. Interesting new characters. They landed Rey and Kylo / Ben's arcs, so that is great. Poe's arc wasn't bad too. The biggest problem was we needed more Finn, more Rose, even a bit more of the new characters possibly, especially Orlando. They should have set up Palpatine if they were going to do that earlier. And probably not the best transitions. So, yeah. Leia, they did the best they could with what they could do. So I'm willing to forgive them a bit about that. Like I said, there's lots to watch in it. I love Rey in here. But I can't say it's the best movie either, which is sad because I do love it. Let's see, I would have to say next, a great movie. But it did what it set out to do. It was a totally fun ride. So you get some props for that. And oh, what's his name who plays the new Lando? He is perfect in that part. Okay, so let us move on. I'm going to have to put episode 1 next, The Phantom Menace. Well, I really liked this movie when it came out. Yeah, you could say a few things about the acting, but, and it's not the actor's fault when I say that. George Lucas has many virtues as a director. Characterization and actors are not among those virtues. He got really lucky with the original trilogy. But yes, episode one. Oh, there are some things not to like about it. Um, but it was totally fun to be in Star Wars world again when it came out. Loved all of Queen Amidala's outfits. Of course I would. Oh, young Obi-Wan is fun. Love Qui-Gon. And that's actually a very important point of the story. If Phantom Menace had ended differently with Qui-Gon still being alive, everything else would have been different. As for the politics, I don't mind them as much as some people seem to. But then I graduated with a BA in international politics. That was before I learned I was no politician and probably not even a bureaucrat, in all fairness. So there is that. Okay. What should I put next? Now we're getting to some really, really hard ones. I am going to probably have to put The Last Jedi next. Now, I actually love this. I think Rian Johnson was did some very interesting things, turning upside down our Star Wars assumptions. And the cinematography is gorgeous. Um, have to knock a point off for storytelling. Might have been able to keep it if episode 9, Rise of Skywalker, had been different, but it wasn't. So there's that. Oh, let's see. I am going to have to put The Force Awakens next. Because I just love this film. Wonderful new characters. A better job of doing the Star Wars world. The balance between CGI and practical. And fun to see the old characters. A little derivative, maybe, although perhaps less than some people complain, but still wonderful, solid. One of J.J. Abrams' virtues is characters and setting things up. Now, if only they'd had someone stick the landing better. J.J. Abrams doesn't do that so well. Sorry, Rise of Skywalker. But he started everything well for the sequel trilogy. Next, I am going to have to put Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. And this is purely for the fall of Anakin Skywalker and Obi-Wan in here. That was brilliant. Also, Anakin's seduction by Palpatine. That was all brilliant, and it broke my heart. So, that leaves us Episode 4 is next. Or not episode 4, this is episode 6. Episode 6, Return of the Jedi. Oh, some people don't like the Ewoks, but really, it's pretty solid storytelling. Got the rescue of Han Solo, then you've got the whole thing with the second Death Star. Might have been better if it had been something other than a second Death Star, but that aside, the second half is perfect. Ewoks aside, and I don't mind the Ewoks, I truly don't. And what puts this so high really is the eucatastrophe, the sudden unexpected turn where everything actually turns out all right, at least for the most part. And we have catharsis at the end. That puts this high for me. Next, I am going to put The Empire Strikes Back. Negative point for leaving us on a cliffhanger. Everything else about it, besides that though, is quite brilliant. George Lucas upped his game in here, and you can tell. Don't necessarily like it going in a slightly darker direction, but there's some good things about that too, so take your pick about that. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. And since Lucas had someone else directing, the characters came out even better. So, next. This is tough, but I think I'm going to have to put Rogue One next. Brilliant characters, kept perfectly with the tone of A New Hope, which basically happens directly after this, and heartbreaking ending, and yet I was less sad than I thought I would be, and it was brilliant how they made it mirror A New Hope. Mirror is not quite the right word, but it fits perfectly with A New Hope, and after you see this, you can never see A New Hope ever again in the same way. Love Rogue One. And that leaves me with Star Wars Episode 4 A New Hope, the original that started it all. It's a classic. What can I say? Perfect plot as far as that goes, and the actors just gelled together in spite of George Lucas. Everything came out perfect for A New Hope, and I love it so much. So, there are my thoughts about all of the Star Wars movies. Feel free to leave comments down below and tell me why I am wrong. I'd love to hear it, but please remain polite. I would appreciate that. So that is all I have this time for Cindy's library. Yeah, that's all I have. So we'll leave it at that. Thank you so much for stopping by. I truly appreciate it. Until next time, I hope we all stay safe and healthy. And as always, happy reading and watching.